Hey guys, welcome to Game Changers. And on this segment, we're going to be talking about the environment of your classroom in your preschool or your daycare. It's interchangeable right now. One of the things I wanted to start the topic, or at least start the night off talking about, is the new paradigm of teaching. So the old paradigm of teaching preschool and daycare is repetition. So you have a circle time and it's repeating, and every day it's exactly the same. And the children are bored. This creates behaviors. You're spending more time correcting behaviors than you are authentically teaching. And when children are taught in a repetitious manner, they're not absorbing or actually learning the information. They're just repeating the song. So they're having trouble by the time that they get to elementary school of not making the connections, not even knowing how to read at 5 years old. So my whole thing with the 27 years I've been in childcare has granted me the opportunity to really get a handle of a new paradigm of teaching preschool and daycares. And one of the things that I want to introduce to you guys tonight is the free thinking classroom environment. And it all starts with the environment. From the moment the child walks into the classroom, because you have to figure a child's first day at preschool, they're very scared. They don't know you. They don't know any of the kids in there. And you always want to create an environment, a warm, whimsical environment. So it starts with being creative as yourself. And I always say creative children need creative teachers. So you have to be a creative teacher. And if it's hard for you to tap into your creativity, go into nature. Exhale, breathe, spend a couple of days at the lake, spend a couple of days barefoot, walking the earth, ground yourself so that you can tap in to that particular portal of what you want to bring into the classroom, of what you want to teach, what you want to get over, because the old way of teaching is just not working. So let me show you an amazing new paradigm of teaching. So the first thing we do, we want to keep our centers, because centers are amazing. And if you've worked in daycare before, which you should have worked in daycare before, centers are different sections of your room that has different mechanisms in there. So it could be a library area, it could be the engineering area, it could be technology and computers, it can be dramatical play. In fact, I highly suggest at least all four of these, if not more, areas of centers in your preschool room. The program that I like to work with is the STEAM program, which includes science, technology, engineering, alchemy, and math. And those five centers are primal for the type of children we're dealing with. I call them star seeds because they come out knowing so much. So the old repetitious A, B, C, that's not working anymore. Okay. So you want to offer something into your program unique. You want to offer something into your program that's absolutely phenomenal. And most importantly, you want to offer something in your program where your parents are happy, the children are happy, and everybody is excited, and you got a wait list because everyone wants their child to come to your preschool or your daycare. So you want to start in those particular areas, setting up particular centers. And you want your centers to be amazing. You want your whole room to be amazing. You want to put mobiles from your ceilings. You just want to have it whimsical in there. Really get creative in creating this space because children spend a lot of time in the classroom. So you have to have a lot of different mechanisms because their minds are so busy and they're so creative. You want to allow them room to grow. You want to allow an explorative environment where they can explore and be free. You don't want to have things out where you're like, no, don't touch that. No, don't touch that. And that's not happening. As you know, children are very inquisitive, especially at the preschool daycare ages. They want to touch, they want to taste, they want to feel everything. So you want to create an environment that's absolutely safe for them to use all of their senses and exploring what they need to explore to develop and grow. Children really learn on their own. If you allow a child to just be, just to exist, they really are masterminds at learning and creating and exploring themselves. Really, you don't have to do much work. And not only that, you're allowing them to become leaders. You're allowing them to dab into their creative sides and know what they want to do and know where they want to go. And one of the things that Marie Montessori was on with the Montessori type of educational foundation that she created was absolutely phenomenal. And in fact, I quote her a lot, and I use a lot of the fundamentals in my classrooms that she used, which have absolutely been phenomenal. The children are loving it. Half the time, children don't even want to go home, and I'm just exhausted. I'm like, oh, it's time to go. You gotta go. But they don't want to go because the environment is safe for them. The environment is loving. They love it there. So the first thing is the teachers, and I just want to just put this out to the teachers, is that you've got to be creative yourself. You've got to have an exploratory mind yourself. You've got to come out of the box of constraints, because if you're constrained, then you're going to constrain the child. And then that's not a great environment for them to grow up, to learn in, is in an environment that they're constrained in. So your centers, and guys, if you see me keep looking down, I got notes so I can stay on course. So your centers need to be absolutely amazing. So say, for instance, in your science center, you want to pull out all the stops. You want to have magnifying glasses. You want to have an ant farm. You want to have a telescope. And telescope's not what I'm trying to think. You know what I'm talking about, the biological scope that you can look through. You know what I'm talking about. You want to have all these amazing things in this science area. You want to have dirt in the science area. You want to have water in the science area. You want to have all of the 4 elements in the science area that they can play with and explore themselves, because they will learn. You want to be able to create an environment where it's not like you can't get messy. Yes, let them get messy. Usually in my science area, I like to have the little white coats, the science laboratory coats that they can put on, so they can just do everything. I have sample trays, so they can do samples. I have tweezers. I have all type of things that they can actually just really get their hands into in that particular center. In technology, you want to always keep cell phones and tablets, because these children are coming out knowing how to swipe. You want to keep all type of technology available for them, but not technology that they can't play with, not technology that they can't break. They want to have to be able to explore the technology. It may drop, it may fall, and that's okay, because these are also learning mechanisms that they're learning as they go along. I want to talk about one center when it comes to Alchemy. I've introduced to preschool and daycares, and it has been phenomenal. As you know, I'm a big advocate on yoga, meditation, and breathing in preschools and daycares. This has been phenomenal in correcting behaviors. And in fact, behaviors are so low when you introduce yoga, meditation. And how I introduce meditation is nap time is meditation time, because children hate to know they're going to take a nap, but most of them will take a nap because they're relaxed, they're breathing. I teach breathing techniques right before they go into meditation. I play 432 hertz music, and they are all knocked out before long. But they're bringing themselves down to a calmness where they can actually focus and relax and really breathe good. So I encourage you to have an alchemy corner. I call it an alchemy corner, where they are free to do yoga. They're free to meditate. They're free to do breathing exercises. We talk about the chakras. We get into the different colors of the chakras and where they're located on the body. Phenomenal. Introduce that to your program, and I promise you the behaviors will self-correct themselves. And then not only that, you can have a much more calmer preschooler, a much more calmer that's not so hyped, because they're able to calm themselves down. And I've had children to tell me, oh, I need to go meditate. It's the cutest thing. I'm like, okay, go ahead, baby. Go ahead and meditate. Because they know they need to calm themselves down once they learn the dynamics and the fundamentals of meditating and how it does them and how it makes them feel. They gravitate toward that. And they also like to be self-governing. Children don't like to be told what to do. I'm sorry, they don't. Anytime you try to tell a toddler what to do, they're going to absolutely do the opposite. Okay? Just so you know. Introduce into the classroom, I mentioned earlier the 4 elements. And I want to talk a minute about the 4 elements that we want to introduce. We always want to have water in the classroom and different fundamentals, especially in the science area where they can see water frozen. They can see water in all the different states, fog, steam, all of that. And you want to bring in earth. You want to have dirt from outside, trees, plants, things that connect with earth. And while we're talking about trees and plants, I don't think there's a daycare in America that shouldn't have a garden. And I'm just going to say that children now really do not understand where fruits and vegetables come from. They think it comes from Kroger down the street, the store. No, you have to actually let them know and understand from soil to table. And in my curriculum, I have a whole section called From Soil to Table, where we grow our own food, we eat our own food, and we explore. I even allow the children to pick what we want to plant. And they're so engaged in that. They're so excited about seeing a seed turn into a plant, turn into a bud, turn into some fruit or a vegetable. So it's absolutely, and then you're also teaching life cycle during that. It's so many lessons you can teach within that. So that's one of the things that I want to say. Another thing that's amazing in the classroom environment is bringing the outside in. You want to bring as much of the outside into the classroom, and heck, be outside. Use the outside as much as possible, especially on those amazing days. You'd be surprised how much your children will learn just from exploring and being outside. I do classroom work outside, especially in the summertime, all the time. We talk about photosynthesis. They can actually see the sun rays coming and pouring down on the flowers, and then the sun making the flowers grow. We get in a whole dialogue about photosynthesis, and it's absolutely amazing to them. They love to explore. They love the freedom. You have to understand, when you're dealing with toddlers and preschoolers, they do not want to be contained or controlled. And the least you can do in containing them and trying to control them, the more they learn, the smoother your day is going to go. And everyone is going to be happy because they're really learning. Another thing, toddlers and preschoolers love hands-on. If they can touch it, if they can feel it, they want to do that. So always keep your lessons where they can touch, they can feel. Let them use their senses. They can smell it, they can taste it. Let them taste it. If it's not going to kill them, let them taste it. When a child's learning, the first thing they do is take something and put it straight to their mouths automatically. It's a natural mechanism for sensing and learning what it is that they're dealing with. And when they touch it, they have to touch it. They're learning the surface. They're learning to feel it. They're learning to see what is this? What does this feel like? So it's all learning mechanisms that we can use. So always bring the outside into the classroom as much as possible. Leaves and trees and dirts and rocks and crystals. I have crystals in my classroom. I have a salt lamp in my classroom for those times that we're meditating or we're calming down. And if you're in daycare, you know on Mondays it's hectic. They've been at home all week, their sleep schedule's off, everything is off. So on Mondays, we meditate, we calm it down, we get them back balanced, get them ready for Tuesday, and the rest of the week is smooth. One of the things I wanted to talk about was Crystal's meditations, yoga, and breathing. Introduce this. You will be surprised at how much children love yoga. They love yoga. They love breathing and meditation. You know, some of them be like so excited. It's nap time meditation. So we took the nap time out and we have meditation. And they're like, is it meditation time yet? I need to meditate. So meditation is a great mechanism for them to use throughout their lives to calm themselves down and to get in touch with themselves and just to be, just to exist. Another thing I want you guys to really work on doing is allowing your preschooler and daycare to be expansive, daydreaming, creative drama, whatever they can imagine. Really work with their imagination. Create lesson plans that allow them to be an astronaut if that's what they want to be. If they want to be a dinosaur, encourage creativity, encourage imagination. It works really well with their pineal gland. It works really well with their psychic sense and their intuition. So, and they come into the world already ready. Children come into the world 360, believe me. It is the educational system or the miseducation system that kills that dramatic play, that kills that creativity that they already have in them. So your classroom environment should allow that to grow. Let them be as creative as they want to be. And you, as the instructor, get creative as well. Get exciting. Dress up. Every day, come in as a new character for them. Get into role play with them as well. You will be amazed at how much learning takes place there. Learning doesn't have to be A, B, C's, and 1, 2, 3. You can infiltrate that and intertwine that in your everyday freedom that they have to choose and play and be where they want to be. And they're more in tune to learning when they're free and they can enjoy and they can explore. So these are just a couple of tips that I want to share with you guys. When you're working on the dynamics, like say for instance, I have a whole section on crystals. I teach them how crystals are formed. We even make our own crystals, where crystals come from. And then I'll align that with a field trip to a cave or crystal mining where they can mine for their own crystals. If you're in Georgia, Georgia has a amazing place called I think it's called Hippie. I'll link it below if someone wants it. But they have an amazing place in Georgia where the children can actually go and dig their own crystals out of the ground. Knowing and understanding where the elements come from, knowing and understanding where rocks come from, knowing and understanding how the trees breathe. And if they go outside and they get into their breaths, the trees will start breathing with them. This is true learning. This is amazing learning, guys. And this is the type of learning you want for your particular program. One more thing I want to go over, I'm just checking my notes and making sure. Yes, allowing creative thinkers. You want to allow your children, like, I'll pose a hypothesis. Okay, what do you guys think is going to happen? And everybody's, hey, what this is going to happen, this is going to happen. And we all like, okay, well, let's see what happens. So allow them to be creative thinkers. Encourage expansion when you're teaching. Encourage them. We don't want soldiers. We don't want a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Alphabets are simple. You can get those in a million different ways every day without it being repetition, where they will actually learn it. So I just wanted to invite you into a little bit of environment, how your classroom environment should be. I just wanted to touch a little bases with you on that. This is Aset Ahmed Indigo Blue Moon. And I say the children are our future. Let them lead and let them show you the way. Bye, guys. Have an amazing day. Oh, one more thing. If you, I do go to the website there. I'll just put it up. If you guys want, I wrote an amazing preschool curriculum. And it's so earthly and universal. It's expansive. It's uncontrolling. It's uncontainable. It's an amazing guide at how to run a classroom and the lesson plans you can use. And it's got a fantastic resource book that goes with it, along with it. So it's a curriculum and a resource book. If you're interested, if you need a little help in basing your curriculums, it's excellent for homeschoolers. It's excellent for homeschoolers who have no idea where to start with their preschooler at. It is great for that, as well as the classroom. And just check it out. You can see a little bit about what it's about on the website. Just go check it out, guys. I am out of here. Have a fantastic day and love on those preschoolers.